Hey guys, this morning I've got a couple of baits that I'm going to start with. I got a swim bait. You see me use this same bait on the last show. This is a swim bait from Cream. It's called a Real Screamer, and I'm going to use this to work the edges. And then I'm going to use a drop shot bait, which I'll be using a leech type bait, one of my own, which I also used on the last show to work structure and a little bit deeper water. My swim bait, I'm gonna burn the grass line and around the edges and pick up the aggressive bass that are running in and out the weeds actually feeding. And the drop shot bait, I'm going to try to pick off the bass I come up on that maybe holding tight to a piece of cover or structure out in the water. Let's pay a few bills. As soon as we get back, we'll go to catching some fish. I'll see you in a minute. There we go. That's a good hookup. Oh, I thought it was. That was a decent fish. Busted that Real Screamer swim bait, and I really thought I had him hooked good. That felt so solid. But that is a really good sign. Having only been here a few minutes and got a pretty good hook set like that, got a fish to take it. So we're gonna put it back in the shallows, go after another one. There's a bite. There's a drop shot bite. How about that? Come on. Come on in here, buddy. A little slack. There we go. Oh, oh, oh. He is not happy. I interrupted his morning. There you go. Number one in the boat. So we had a nice bite right off the bat on a swim bait, but that hook set didn't take. And I'm gonna say that's probably my fault. I should have let him have it just a little longer before I set the hook. They do seem to like the leech over a faster moving bait. I don't get drifted too far away from my target. That sun being where it is, I really want to put it right beside that old pier. And hopefully I can't, the water is so high you can't go up under it, but you can go beside it and still take advantage of that shaded area. There's a bite. I don't know if he's held on or coming to me, but we're going to set the hook and find out. There he is. That's one of those not so bass, one of those not so big, but they are still a lot of fun. Oh, he took my worm. Still a lot of fun to feel that bite. And I'll show you, this is a bait I used the last couple of weeks. It is a really flat leech type prototype bait, and it still seems to be working. It's a very natural looking bait, offers a real natural presentation in the water. Has great action, and as long as it'll work, I'm probably gonna throw it, or at least have one tied on and have it ready, because it is like 9 or somewhere right around 9 o'clock a.m. here in Alabama, and it is already blistering hot. And when you can find a bait that'll get you a bite, whether you're on a pond, river, lake, you stick with it. You take what you can get in the hot summer. That's almost the same place. There could be several up in that, under that old pier in the shade, because there's very little shade in this whole pond. Put one on the other corner before we get completely drifted out. Oh, there's a bite. See if he's gonna run. He's running. Got him. At least I think I got him. We got a hook anyway. Haha. The old drop shot bait comes through again, saves the day. Like I said, when you find a bait that's working for you in the hot summer or the cold winter, stick with it, because a lot of times by changing up, thinking, oh, I'm going to do better on something else, well, a lot of times you're just wasting valuable time when you could be putting a bait in front of a fish. And we always think we're hunting that magic bait, but sometimes that magic bait's the one you've already got tied on. You just need to use it in a different manner, or a different depth or speed, retrieve, something about it. It's not always the bait, but how you work it, where you put it. And right now I burned the sides, burned the grass line, and got one bite, which I didn't show you all of it, but just the fish in this hot weather, there'll be a few fish that'll be in position to take a bait as it comes by quickly, but most of them are going to be positioned in a different place, either in deeper, cooler water, or where they can find a little shade or a little piece of structure to get behind. And I think this old pier might just be as good as the other one for holding fish, if I hadn't drifted all up in it and spooked everything out, which is possible. So I'm going to try to ease back off of it. I'm going to flip this outside edge first. Not going to spend a lot of time on each place. They're either there or they're not there. No bite, so I'm bringing it back in. And I'm going to work it about middle ways, or toward the back. We still got an area there that they can run out from that shade. There's a bite. And a hookup. He came right out from under that pier. Can't throw under the pier, the water's too high, but you can take advantage of that shade. And there's where they'll be stacked up. All right, buddy, turn around. Oh. Came right out. All about the same size this morning, except for the first one that jumped off. Now, he was a pretty good chunk. But that's just life. Sometimes the bigger fish get away, and there's not a lot you can do about it, but keep making those casts and try to come across another one. So I'm going to turn around, and And I'm gonna throw it this same pier again. But I'm gonna throw up in the back edge. I'm gonna let my camera drift around here. There's a lot of grass at the very end toward the bank that's been flooded. And I'm gonna work that area for a minute. Not like before, I'm not gonna leave it there a long time if there's not one there willing to bite. I'm bringing it in and putting it in another spot. Alright, now we're right off the outside edge of that grass, which is an excellent place where one could be held up. That tall grass could hold minnows or crawfish or frogs or anything that they could be feeding on. But we're not going to leave it there long. We're just going to bump it a few times, let them know it's there. If nothing wants it, we're going to move it. There he goes. Oh no! I think I wrapped it around a stick when I set the hook and broke it off. I will have to retie. Man. Alright guys, I am tied back up and I made a little change to my little rig this time. If you'll look, same type worm, same hook. This is a Hall's hook. It's a number 3 Hall's hook, designed for the wacky rig, but I use it on drop shot, religiously. Instead of my normal drop shot weight I usually use, I went with a smaller split shot because I wanted a little smaller rate or slower rate of fall than the size drop shot weight that I had in the boat with me this morning would allow. I want it to fall a little slower. So I went with a little tiny split shot. We're gonna see how that works. Now the wind's already got me out of position. So we're gonna have to readjust. The wind's been a little aggravating this morning. It'll blow for 5 minutes and cool me off, and then it'll quit and I'll sweat to death. And buddy, when it does quit, it is really hot. Alright, we're gonna let the wind drift us back to where we can look at this bank. And I want to work this bank over here just a little bit before moving on. I've seen some activity. Saw some activity with the camera off while I was retying, so I want to work a little bit of this bank. But just like before, I'm going to work an area, couple bumps and twitches, and if it's not there, it's not happening. I'm not going to sit here all day and work like I would in the winter time back to the boat. These fish are feeding, but they're not chasing everywhere. So what I want to do is I've got to find the fish. And I'm just going to keep hitting spots that I think will hold a bass. These tall tufts of grass that have been flooded and have water behind them are great places. I've already mentioned that. They're an excellent target. There's a bite. Oh, and a miss. I probably pulled the trigger on him a little too soon because I came back without a worm. That is the fault of the fisherman. Not the fish, but the fisherman. That's my bad. Now these baits that I use are hand poured, and some of them are the ugliest looking baits that you have ever seen. But they work like a charm. And I'm being drifted again. Before I get out of position, I'm gonna go ahead and go back upwind just a little, because I want to hit that one little group of grass. It's got the little summer cedars behind it, because I believe that's where I saw fish just a few minutes ago. Could be wrong, but I think that's where they were, or where one was. I'd like to pull a couple more out before the sun gets any higher and ends my day, because it's really heating up. But you always want to catch that one last fish or two. So I'm going to ease down a little further and work the grass out to where I know it's 5 to 6, even 7 feet deep, right along that little line there. Just to see if I can't pull out that one or two more fish before I go. There's a bite. Will we keep him? Maybe. Maybe. He's where he should be. A little bit deeper water. Oh, easy, buddy. I'm gonna put you back. Just calm down. Now he's about the same size we've been catching this morning. A little different color bait, same style, same action. Pretty little largemouth. He pulled my worm plumb over my weed guard. And he stripped off my little split shot. So we will donate one more little split shot to the cause today. It's like I've got an audience. I don't mind the cows watching. I just don't like them to swim ahead of me while I'm trying to fish. There's one up ahead, right where I wanted to fish. But of course, cows like to fish. They utilize the shade too on such a hot day. And I can't say that I blame them, because when it's already above 90 degrees and it's between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning, I'd get in the shade too if I was a solid black cow, or a black bass for that matter. There's one running. Oh, Oh no, I think he took my worm. Oh, we can't end on that note. No, sir. I think it's just rude to take a man's worm on the last, trying to catch his last fish. So, like thousands and thousands of fishermen that make that last cast, I'm just trying to catch the last fish. There's another bite. I don't know if we're going to keep him. Got him. Oh yeah. Not a monster, but he moved right back in where the cow, or two cows actually, just moved out. Drop shot. What a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful tool, no matter where you're at. Smith Lake, farm pond, creek, stream, Tennessee River, Gunnersville, it doesn't matter. The drop shot rig will work in any depth of water. This is three shows in a row that I think I have actually caught a fish on the drop shot rig in a pond in shallow water. And I think today has probably been the tougher of the conditions that I've faced due to cows walking around in the water right where I wanted to fish, both ahead of me and then back behind me, and just generally making a nuisance of themselves. But sometimes you just have to overcome some little obstacles, and that just is not working out for me. You just have to be persistent. Persistence pays off so well in the fishing game. We're gonna pack it in and get out of this summer sun for a little while and head back to the studio. You guys stay cool, drink plenty of water.
Yak lights, the industry standard for kayak lighting. Assembled in the USA and including a lifetime warranty on all lights, you can rest assured that you will have the best looking boat on the water. Yak lights are made from solid aluminum, making them the toughest light strips on the market. Our lights are designed for the professional angler who wants to be safe on the water while remaining discreet. Yak lights, light up the night.